So, I will be discussing about the characteristics of a leader. So, we have 34 characteristics of a leader. So, number one, we have the will to lead rather than manage. Number two, maintain high moral among their people. Number three, inspire commitment and teamwork. 4. Display at times energy, passion, and enthusiasm. Number 5. Are focused and able to focus on those they lead. 6. Take prudent risks. 7. Are honest with themselves. 8. Carry on despite setbacks. 9. Know their field and job in depth. 10. Work to instill values in their people. 11. Orient themselves towards the customers. 12. Take a long-term perspective. 13. Invite inputs. 14. Tolerate mistakes. 15. Set standards and objectives. 16. Remain calm under fire. 17. Ensure that people have resources to do their job. 18. Believe in themselves and their people. 19. Initiate change rather than react to it. 20. Take responsibilities. So, 21. Aren't afraid to work side by side with good, ambitious people. 22. Envision a better future. 23. Don't blame others. And 24. Have the buck stop steer attitude. 25. Want to win. 26. Are curious and flexible. 27. Test assumption constantly. 28. Don't over-control. 29. Give subordinates leeway to act. 30. Tolerate if not invite dissent. 31. Believe they can affect the world for the better. 32. See opportunity in challenges. 33. Make instinctive decision based on experience. And the last one, but not the least, 34. Take time to teach people their point of view. So, that is the characteristics of a leader. No one exhibits all these characteristics, but good leaders seem to demonstrate most of these questions at one time or another. So, let's move on leadership styles. So, what is leadership style? So, leadership styles refer to the behavior approach employed by leaders to influence, motivate, and direct their followers. A leadership styles determine how leaders implement plans and strategies to accomplish given objectives while accounting for stakeholders' expectations and the well-being and soundness of their team. So, we have two leadership styles. So, the first one is authoritarian leadership, which is survival. So, a leader makes a decision and announces it. A leader announces his or her decision with no feeling of responsibility or accountability to share the reasons. So, number 2, a leader presents decision but will it to the members. A leader announces his or her decision and share the reason behind them, which has been prepared in advance. Number 3, a leader presents a decision and invites questions for clarification. A leader announces his or her decision but responds to questions for clarification on an impromptu basis with a rationale to explain to the members. So this is also refers to dialogue with no express willingness to change decisions. So the 3 I have read is belongs to authoritarian leadership. So the authoritarian leadership, also known as autocratic leadership, is a management style where an individual possesses total decision-making power and retain as much authority as possible, often requires followers to strictly adhere to their directives without much freedom or participation. So, sa madaling salita, ang sinasabi nito na ang authoritarian leadership ay sila yung gumagawa gumagawa sila ng mga desisyon ng walang gaanong input mula sa mga miyembro ng kanilang koponan na nakatuon sa isang sentralisadong istruktura ng kapangyarihan kung saan ang salita ng pinuno ay final. Pumunta naman tayo sa consultative leadership security. Ito yung pangalawa sa leadership styles. Ang una sa consultative leadership, a leader presents a tentative decision subject to change. A leader announces his or her tentative decision that states that he or she is open to question for clarification and discussion. So this refers to dialogue with a willingness to change a decision if necessary. And number 2, a leader presents a situation, gets input, make a decision. A leader identifies a situation or problem and assumes a facilitating role to elicit assumptions and suggestions, then slips out of his or her facilitating role and makes a decision. So the last, number 3, a leader calls on members to make a decision but holds the veto power. A leader calls on the group to identify situations and limitations, explores possibilities, and makes a decision contingent on the leader's veto power. So, ang consultative leadership usually arises when the leader does not know the whole situation and she or he requires the views and opinions of the team on the ground that they may be able to make an informed decision. So, karaniwang umuusbong ang pamumuno ng consultative kapag hindi alam ng pinuno ang buong sitwasyon at hinihiling niya ang mga pananaw at opinyon ng pangkat sa kadahilanan na maaari silang gumawa ng matatalinong desisyon, halimbawa sa isang malaking korporasyon. Isa itong halimbawa sa pagmamanufaktura ng kemikal kung saan ang mga eksperto ay ang mga inhinyero at siyentipiko. And that's all about the characteristics of a leader and leadership styles.
Good day, everyone. My name is Abdul Aziz Diawilun, and I'm gonna tackle about the continuation of Nor's report, which is the enabling leadership participation. So, a leader limits and calls on members to make decisions. A leader shares any givens. Some example given is the available funds, times allowance, etc. and facilitates a decision by members based on limitations or parameters. So a leader must know the limitation of each members. So so these statements highlights that a leader plays a role in setting boundaries and prompting team members to make decisions. Hindi nila ito yung hindi nila pinipressure yung members. So it emphasizes the leader's responsibility to communicate relevant information such as available resources or time constraints and facilitate team decisions within these defined limits or parameters. So the leader must know the limitation. Let's proceed to the second one, which is a leader calls on members to identify limits. A leader calls on members to identify limits, explore possibilities, and make a decision. A leader maintains a facilitating role by allowing members to identify a situation or problem, identify limits, explore possibilities, and make a decision. So these statements underscores the leader's role in guiding the team through decision-making process because the leader is the one who thinks about the goals and the objectives. It highlights that a leader encourage members to identify limits, explore various possibilities, and ultimately make decisions. The leader maintains a facilitating role by guiding the team through the steps of identifying the situation or problem, understanding limits, exploring options, and reaching a decision collectively. So, let's proceed to the factors contributing to team development and effectiveness. So, team team development and effectiveness is based on the assumption that any team can work effectively if its members are familiar with the four factors that contribute to team development and effectiveness. The four factors include shared goals and objectives, utilization of resources, trust and conflict resolution, and shared leadership. So, shared goals and objectives, the team must state its goals and objectives. So, this point emphasizes the necessity for teams to clearly articulate their shared goals and objectives. It underscores the importance of these goals, aligning with a broader understanding of the team's role within the entire organization. So, meaning to say that the individuals or a group must know their goals and objective because kung hindi nila malalaman ang goals ang objective nila, parang parang ano, what is the purpose of making a group if they do not know what the goals and objective is. So let's proceed to the second one, the utilization of resources. So utilization of resources is the mean says the team must effectively all resources or at its disposal. This means establishing an environment that allows individuals to be used. Maximizing the use of team members require full participation and self-regulation. Regulation. So meaning to say that the 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 members must work. They need a collaboration. They need to participate, and they need some materials, resources, including the is money. They need money to example of that is money. So let's proceed to the trust and conflict resolution. Trust and conflict resolution is the ability to openly recognize conflict and seek to resolve it through discussion to critical to the team's success. So every members must have a trust on each other and to avoid conflict. This point underscores the critical importance of trust and conflict resolution within the team. It highlights the need for open acknowledgement of conflicts and emphasizes that resolving them through discussion is vital for the team's overall success. So, if may problema man sa isang grupo, they need to resolve it to avoid conflict para hindi masira yung goals and objectives at hindi masasayang yung resources. So, okay. So, let's proceed to the last one, which is the shared leadership. So, shared leadership is the individuals will not function as a team if they are brought together simply to rubber stamp. So, rubber stamp means a partial decision of a leader or a group. So, it refers to a situation where a person or a group input or decision are simply approved or endorsed without any meaningful consideration or critical evaluation. It implies that the individual or a group's opinions or decisions are not taken seriously. Um, in shared leadership, where multiple individuals or groups are expected to participate in decision-making processes. So, we need to think holistical decision, and we need prudence in every decision that we make. So, the development and cohesion of a team occur only if there is a feeling of shared leadership among all team members. So, eto na guys, pumapasok na yung dapat yung ng leadership dito nag-focus sa shared goals and objectives.